Based on the figures released by government-funded agency Skills for Care, also shows that the care work vacancy rate, which has made providing care difficult in some areas in the United Kingdom, has dropped from 10.6% in 2021-2022 to 8.3%. And this shows the massive decrease in the number of vacancies for health and care jobs in the United Kingdom since 2021. And the truth is, about that particular year, that was when the whole health and care visa was really booming, and there were loads of students and those on post-study work visa who eventually migrated into the health and care visa, and this has massively reduced the number of vacancies in that space. I mean, as of today, getting an health and care job or visa sponsorship is a major hassle, and this is because of the fact that so many immigrants have been able to fill up this position. However, if you get, and I think this is one of the mistakes most people made at that time. Many people just kept accepting offers of different care homes, and now they are stuck and struggling. So if you're currently in the UK looking at getting into the health and care space, you sure do want to watch this video to the end. Or you're currently working in the health and care space, however, the job you are doing is really, really stressful, you sure also do want to stick to this video till the end. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, don't hesitate to click on the like button and also subscribe to this channel so you get to see amazing content that have been shared on this channel. And for my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Working in the healthcare space here in the United Kingdom can be very exhausting, especially if you choose to work in certain locations and with certain sectors. Trust me, you're probably going to be burnt out and you wouldn't be happy with your job. And that's the truth with so many people working as healthcare assistants in different care homes here in the United Kingdom. And what I tell people is, see, in 2021, 2022, most people got into the healthcare space, took up job offers from different care homes, and now they are working tirelessly. Trust me. I know someone who currently works, I think 7 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. And this is not even in a care home, this is a domiciliary care job. And although she works from 7 a.m. to 9:30 p.m., which is roughly about 14 hours plus on a daily basis, and she get paid only for 6 hours, which is, in my opinion, absolutely ridiculous. Imagine having to work 14 hours and you're only being paid 6 hours. And the justification for that is because she's only paid for the period she spends in a client's home. So the time she spent on transit is not being paid for. So she needs to move from one, and I think according to her, she's responsible for about 6 to 7 clients that she visits about 3 times on a daily basis. So when she moves around, she only get paid when she clocks into the client's home and when she clocks out. The time she spends from the first client to the second client is not being paid for, which is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that is the truth and the reality of people working in the healthcare space in the UK at the moment, especially immigrants working with different care agencies. And this is what I tell people, and it's really worked over time. So if you've been able to build some level of experience, 1 year, you know, 2 years experience in domiciliary or care home, it's time for you to apply for healthcare assistant roles within the NHS. Trust me, I know no matter how stressful the NHS would be, it's nothing compared to what you're going to experience working in care homes and domiciliary care. So it makes sense for you to start pushing out. And I know lots of people who have been able to, move from care home and domiciliary care into the NHS. I just spoke to one yesterday and moved into the NHS, and now the work, the work isn't as stressful as it used to be. And even if you're working in care home, the best way or the only way to actually make extra income is to work more. So imagine having to work more in an environment that burns you out. So it's really going to be an absolute nightmare. So if you've got some level of experience, 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years in care home or any of these like care, please start applying for NHS jobs so you can move your visa to the NHS and you get to at least get some level of comfort on the job compared to having to work in care homes. So I hope that really makes sense because, and I see one of the mistakes most people make is that when they get burned out in one care home, they apply to another care home. And trust me, it's practically almost the same. Especially most of these care homes are just, there to harness the resources they have in order to meet up with their clients' demand. And for those who are working in domiciliary care and you hardly even get a shift from your employer, I think it's high time to have a look at applying for NHS jobs. And many of these vacancies, and the reason this is happening this way is because many of the vacancies or many of the health and care positions in the UK are being fed or filled by immigrants. Now, this health and care sector has hired over 185,000 foreign recruits in the last 2 years. Figure shows more than offsetting job in British workers. So most of the British citizens are not even taking on this job. This job are being filled by immigrants like yourself and myself, and it's really exhausting. Trust me, really, really exhausting. Many of the citizens can't cope with the stress that comes with working as an healthcare assistant. So I think it just makes sense for you to think about yourself, your family, and leverage more on getting some, getting a role within the NHS. So at you just work the 7.5 hours that you get paid, and there are lots of other benefit that comes with it. I know recently NHS just increased start salary by 5.5%, and you get a very generous over 20% contribution to your pension. You get your leave, you get lots of benefit working with the NHS. And if you choose to work extra, you can choose to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You get what I mean? And you still earn, a decent amount of money. Now, this recorded 185,000 international recruitment actually came from over 130 nationalities, and they are the ones who join the workforce to help cover these vacancies within the health and care space. And this actually offsets a decline of 70,000 in the number of British workers. So imagine the 185,000 came from foreign nationalities, and 70,000 of British workers working in the health and care space actually left in the number of British workers. Thousands of people have come from countries such as Nigeria, India, Zimbabwe, just to mention a few. Now, the major reason for most of the British nationals leaving the health and care job is because the average wage of a care worker is £11.58 an hour, which is just 14p above the national minimum wage and less than the typical McDonald's worker. Now the turnover is high, with almost a quarter of staff leaving in the last year, with wages rising by only 10p an hour on average after 5 years of experience, which is, in my opinion, doesn't really make sense because of the kind of work the health and care workers actually do. It's a life saving. They are putting the need of others above theirs and getting paid, as low as 11p. And I know a couple of care homes are even pay as low as £10.50 and thereabouts. And this is not even, this is practically same with what someone that works in McDonald's, earns, which is absolutely ridiculous. I think most of the the care workforce, um, you know, team have been trying to like work with the government to ensure that this monthly or hourly pay is being increased, which with the look of things, there's really nothing happening. And this is one of the major reasons why I encourage people to try to move to the NHS because of some of the benefits I mentioned earlier. Now, the GMB trade union said the figure showed the need for fair payment agreements for workers, care workers who are typically employed by private companies. Such an agreement is expected to feature in the employment right bill to be published by Labour on Thursday as a starting point to allow workers and trade unions to negotiate pay and terms with employer, which has not really been the case, especially for immigrants who are really desperate for for visa sponsorship. Negotiating your salary is like the least on your on your priority list, and that's the reason why many of these private care homes and private agencies, care agencies, choose to pay ridiculous amounts to workers, which in turn you're working so hard, you're earning far less to what you should be earning based on the kind of work you put into the job in itself, which really makes sense. And that's one of the major reasons why I'm going to keep making emphasis on the fact that if you work in a care home and you're experiencing some burnouts, you're working tirelessly, and your earning is not matching with the kind of job you do, it's high time to have a look at working with the NHS. So if you have any thoughts around this, if you have this experience or you recently moved from a care home to the NHS, please state in the comment section. And if you find this video informative or resourceful, do also hit on the like button. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And for my fellow subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.